who suggested the arena and interest of having a movie set in China?
Well, it was suggested not by anyone in particular. It was simply an arena that had not been done in animation yet, CG animation.
Was there a suggestion to have a movie set in China with animals indigenous to China?
There was not a specific suggestion to do it, but we did want to do a movie set in China. We wanted to do a movie about pandas. Pandas live in China. It seemed like a natural fit for those two ideas to go together. But I was not told by anyone to pursue a animal China idea.
And I just wanted to know if prior to your Kung Fu Panda idea, there was a suggestion already in existence to do a movie in China with animals indigenous to China.
At what point in time are we talking about here?
Prior to the time that you conceived of your Kung Fu Panda idea.
To do a movie set in China with animals that are indigenous to China. Was that an idea that had been in existence at DreamWorks before I came up with Kung Fu Panda?
Correct.
Yes.
Who came up with that idea?
I don't know who came up with that idea. I wouldn't even call it an idea. It's a country.
Well,
it's China. It's pandas. There's no. It's a place. It's an animal.
Okay, so you don't think the fact that you're adding in animals to the concept of the place of China adds anything to it?
That is not a novel concept in animation.
But it was a concept that existed at DreamWorks Animation. Is that correct?
Doing a film about pandas, yes. Doing a film set in China, yes. If you're going to do a film about pandas, you would most likely set it in China.
I don't mean to ask you the same question again, but I'm just not understanding the answer to the question that I'm asking. I do understand what you're saying.
Right.
I understand that it's a logical connection. But you do agree you can have a movie set in China that's an animated movie that doesn't have animals indigenous to China, right?
Well, absolutely you could.
Okay, so I'm just asking you, was there already in existence the concept specifically of having a movie set in China with animals indigenous to China before the time you came up with your Kung Fu Panda idea, to your knowledge?
I do know that China was an arena that we had discussed. Pandas was an animal that we had discussed. Did anybody specifically say, hey, if we do a panda idea, it must be in China? Or if we do a China idea, it must be with a panda?
No, I didn't.
I don't recall if anybody said that.
I wasn't saying pandas.
Oh, indigenous animals?
There are other indigenous animals to China other than pandas. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not saying pandas in
Right.
my question. So my question is, at the time that you conceived of your idea for your Kung Fu Panda idea, rather,
Yes.
Were you aware of any concept in existence at DreamWorks Animation to do a movie set in China with animals indigenous to China?
Objection. This is asked and answered. The witness just testified as to the concepts of pandas and the concepts
Counsel.
of China. This
No
is asked and
objection.
answered, and it's harassing. And I'm going to stop this line of questioning unless you move on.
Are you instructing him not to answer?
Are you going to move on?
Oh, I have a question then.
It's been asked and answered multiple times.
Counsel, you can instruct, and I'll take appropriate action if I deem necessary. But at this point, you're just talking. So please,
At this point, you're just talking. Ask a question.
please answer my question. If you don't have it in mind, I'll ask the court reporter to read it back.
Read it back, please.
Question, were you aware of any concept in existence at DreamWorks Animation to do a movie set in China with animals indigenous to China?
Objection asked and answered multiple times.
No, I can't think of a specific concept about a movie set in China with indigenous animals.
Okay, fair